Hello everyone, this is Sobik. I secured AIR 9 in this year NLSAT examination and currently part of the 3-year LLB cohort at NLS, and I'll be taking the daily GK quiz today. So I hope the screen is visible to everyone. Yeah. So in order to join the quiz, you'll have to go to menti.com and there is a code that you'll have to enter. The code is 28126633. I will repeat. The code is 28126633. I hope people are able to log on to Menti and enter the quiz. Yeah, so I'll just be starting the quiz. So first we'll go through the paragraph and then we will attempt the questions related to the theme mentioned in the paragraph. So I'll read it out for you. On June 25, at its Spring Summer 2026 menswear show in Milan, Italian luxury brand Prada unveiled footwear inspired by India's geographical indication tagged Kolhapuri chappals, sparking accusations of cultural misappropriation. It is a form of intellectual property that identifies goods as originating from a specific country, region, or locality where their distinctive qualities, characteristics, or reputations are essentially linked to that place of origin. In India, there are currently 658 registered GI tagged goods, including Chanderi saris, Madhya Pradesh, Madhubani painting, Bihar, Pashmina shawls, Jammu and Kashmir, Kanchipuram silk, Tamil Nadu, etc. Importantly, GIs serve as a powerful marketing tool, driving rural development, boosting exports, enhancing consumer confidence, and Indian uh, Indian traditional products have time and again suffered exploitation by global corporation. In 1997, the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office (USPTO) controversially granted a patent to Ricetech, a Texas-based company, for novel lines and grains of basmati rice. After significant Indian legal efforts, the USPTO disallowed the patent holder from using the name basmati. Similar challenges arose when the University of Mississippi Medical Center was granted a patent in 1995 for turmeric's wound healing properties, a use long known in Indian traditional medicine. So we get the theme. It is around GI and cultural misappropriation that was recently in news. Now we will do the questions related to this. Uh, Guys, the question is there. Which international treaty provides a framework for protection of geographical indications at the global level? There has been some technical glitch. Please avoid it. And if you can mark the questions, please do it. So I think there has been some technical glitch because I can't see your responses. This is showing responses from the previous test. So I'll just discuss the answer. Please remember what response you have marked, and you can check yourself whether the response was right or wrong. So I'll go ahead with the explanation at this point in time. So the question reads, which international treaty provides a framework for protection of geographical indications at the global level? So the right answer for this was the TRIPS agreement. The TRIPS agreement is a WTO mandated agreement which deals with all aspects related to intellectual property and particularly focuses on trade related aspects. It came into effect in 1995 and it is one of the most comprehensive multilateral agreements on intellectual property to date. So GI also falls under the ambit of TRIPS agreement. It is recognized by TRIPS. So this is the next question. Which government body is responsible for the registration and enforcement of geographical indications in India? There are four options, as you can see. The first option is Indian Patent Office. The second is National Innovation Foundation. And the third is Controller General of Patents, Designs and Trademarks. And the fourth option is Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship. I'm extremely sorry, guys, if you are not able to feed your response. Something has happened. This technical glitch will be avoided from next time, but for this time, we'll just make do with your individual responses. You won't be able to check online, but you would know the response. So the correct answer is answer C, which is the GI registry, which falls under the Controller General of Patents, Designs and Trademark, which falls under the Department for Promotion of Industry and Internal Trade, DPIIT, which falls further under the purview of Ministry of Commerce. So this is another question related to GI tags. It says, which of the following traditional Indian goods have received GI tags? The first option is Panchampali Ikkat. The second is Madhubani painting. The third is Darjeeling tea. And the fourth is Channapatna toys. Now, the options are either 1 and 4, or 2 and 3 only, or 1, 2, and 3 only, or either all the four options 1, 2, 3, and 4. So the correct response is 1, 2, 3, and 4. All of them have GI tags. In fact, Darjeeling tea was the first product from India that got the GI tag. And rest you can see that the Panchampali cut is from Telangana, Madhubani painting is from Bihar, and Darjeeling tea is from West Bengal, and Channapatna toys are from Karnataka. Guys, uh, I'm hopeful that you're able to at least see the questions. Of course, I'm not able to see your responses because of some glitch. But I hope if somebody can write in the comments that if they're able to see the questions and the explanations for it, that would be great. So the next question is, you have to see if the pairs are correctly matched. So you have the product and you have the region. You have to see whether they're correctly matched. So the first is Puttuguli shawls, which is paired with Tamil Nadu in this particular response. Second, you have Sujni embroidery, which is paired with Maharashtra, and you have Uppatta Jamdani saris, which is paired with Karnataka, which is paired with Karnataka. So you have to answer how many pairs or which of the pairs is or are correct. So your options are only 1, 1 and 2, only 3, or 2 and 3. As you can see, the correct response is only 1. Only one of the pairs, that is the first pair, is correctly matched. The rest of the two are not. As you can see in the explanation, Puttuguli shawls do originate from Tamil Nadu, and they are woven by Toda tribe who reside in the Nilgiris in Tamil Nadu, and they have received the GI tag. Sujni embroidery is not from Maharashtra, it is from Bihar. And Uppada Jamdani saris are not from Karnataka, they're from Andhra Pradesh. This is a picture which is illustrative of the GI tags from different regions. As you can see, from Himachal, you have Kangra tea, Himachali Kala, Zira. This is not an exhaustive list, so this is just illustrative. From Madhya Pradesh, you have Ratlami Save. This just to give you an idea that there are many products which have gotten the GI tag and they belong to different parts of India. So I don't know how relevant the quiz leaderboard is because I was not able to see your responses. This might just have been some glitch because of which I'm seeing the responses from the earlier quiz. But I hope you guys are keeping track of how many of the answers or how many of the questions you've gotten right. This is an overview of what GI is. So GI tags are protected under GI of Goods Registration and Protection Act 1999, which is a national legislation which is compliant with the TRIPS agreement that we talked about, which is a WTO mandated agreement. And mind you, it's a collective right, so individuals don't own it. It is a community right, so the community in that region owns this collectively, and it cannot be licensed like a trademark. So therein lies the difference between GI and other trademarks and other IPR. The purpose is to protect the regional products which are of course linked to the regional tradition, culture, and geography. It is meant to provide some boost to rural economy and exports. One thing that you have to remember, and which could be a potential question, is the validity. So the validity is for 10 years and it is renewable indefinitely. But at one go, it's just valid for 10 years. So that is something that you have to keep in mind. So again, this is a new paragraph, a new excerpt that we will go through. So Vice President Jagdeep Dhankar on Saturday called the emergency era addition of expressions socialist and secular to the Constitution's preamble a sacrilege to the spirit of Sanatan. Leaders such as Union Minister Shivraj Singh Chauhan, Assam Chief Minister Himanta Biswa Sarma, and RSS General Secretary Dattatreya Hosabale have echoed the VP's critique in recent days. The words socialist and secular were added to the preamble through the Constitution 42nd Amendment Act of 1976, which made wholesale changes to India's founding document, while the Janata government reversed most of these changes through the 44th Amendment in 1978. The preamble was left untouched. So, if you can see, the question is which of the following expressions was also added to the preamble by the 42nd Amendment along with socialist and secular? The options are unity, integrity, justice, and dignity. The correct response to this is integrity along with socialist and secular. The word integrity was added to the preamble. This is what we can see in the explanation as well. The 42nd Amendment also added the word integrity to the phrase unity and integrity of the nation under fraternity in the preamble. So which of the following judgments explicitly held in the preamble is a part of the Constitution? The options are Berubari Union, Keshavananda Bharati case, Golaknath case, and Minerva Mills case. So the correct response is Keshavananda Bharati case of 1973. It's a very famous case for the basic structure doctrine. But in that case, it was also held by the Supreme Court, by the Honorable Supreme Court, that the preamble is indeed a part of the Constitution and it can be used to interpret ambiguous constitutional provisions. So that is the status of our preamble. So the next question is, which of the following components were present in the original preamble of 1950? Number one, sovereign. Number two, secular. Number three, socialist. Number four, democratic. And number five, republic. The options are 1, 2, 3, 5, 1, 4, and 5, 2, 3, and 4, 1, 2, 4, 5. So you have to see amongst this which words were present in the original preamble and which were not. As you can probably gather from the previous question, that the word secular and socialist, they were added by 42nd Amendment. So they were not in the original preamble. So the correct response would be 1, 4, and 5. That is sovereign, democratic, and republic. These words were already there in the preamble, but secular and socialist was added later by the 42nd Amendment. So as you can see, the correct response was answer B. The original 1950 preamble included sovereign, democratic, and republic, but not socialist or secular, which were added by the 42nd Amendment. And the year is 1976. So the next question is, which one of the following objectives is not embodied in the preamble? So options are liberty of thought, economic liberty, liberty of expression, or liberty of belief. So the correct response is economic liberty. There is no concept or objective such as economic liberty that is there in the Constitution. Liberty of thoughts, etc., thoughts, expression, belief, faith, and worship, these are included. Economic liberty is not mentioned. Economic justice is although mentioned. We will see that in one of the slides when we'll compare the two preambles, so we can have a look at what are the content. So the next question is, the term secular in Indian constitutional context primarily implies what? So the first option is complete separation of religion and state. The second option is preference to minority religions. The third option is equal respect for all religions. And the fourth option is promotion of state religion. This is a fairly simple question. Uh, as you would have probably guessed, the right response is equal respect for all religion. That is our idea of secularism, and it is at variance when compared to the Western notion, which believes in complete separation of religion and the state and the church in particular. This is what you can see in the explanation as well. And there's this concept of principled distance, which we also follow. So there's equal respect as well as principled distance that the state maintains from every religion. So this was the slide that I was talking about. You can see these are the two preambles. On the left hand side, you can see the original preamble without any amendments. And here is the preamble after the 42nd Amendment. As you can see, the words socialist and secular, they feature in this preamble on the right hand side, whereas they are not here on the left hand side, which is the older preamble. So it's also written the original and the later. Please let me know if the leaderboard is showing the correct names. And if you guys are able to actually feed in your responses, because I'm not getting your responses for some reason. I'm just jumping directly to the slide which has the answers. Yeah. So the next question is not related to the paragraph. This is a separate question. This says, which NATO summit resolution recently proposed a significant increase in defense spending by member states? So the first option is Warsaw Accord. Second option is Hague Declaration. The third is Brussels Protocol. And the fourth is Reykjavik Compact. I know this is not the right pronunciation, but just move ahead. The correct response is the Hague Declaration of 2025. Was it was recently held, and it was a NATO summit in Hague, as you can see, and the member states, they resolved to raise defense spending to 5% of GDP by 2035. 3.5% of that would go to the military directly, and 1.5% would be related strategic fields. The next question is, according to the latest SDG Index 2025, what is India's new rank globally? So the first option is 102, the second option is 108, the third option is 99, and the fourth is 95. The correct answer is 99. As you can see, India ranked 99th in the 2025 Sustainable Development Goals Index, and this marked its first entry into top 100. India has for the first time secured a position among the top 100 countries in the Sustainable Development Goals Index, ranking 99th out of 167 nations in the 2025 editions of the Sustainable Development Report released on Tuesday by the UN Sustainable Development Solution Network. This is important that UN Sustainable Development Solutions Network is the one that releases the Sustainable Development Report. That brings me to the end of the daily quiz. I am extremely sorry for the technical glitch. I will make sure that this does not happen again. But I hope you were able to learn something about GI tags and about the preamble and some other questions that we did related to current happenings. Thank you so much. Have a good night.